Yeah, we're both.
Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for joining another special edition of the show. We are back. We were gone for a while, but we're back. We had some things to take care of. Technical difficulties, financial situations, Labor Day.
Yeah. I also had to try to get liked on Twitter by Carly Gray and Allie.
More on that later. We got a lot to get to, Trent. So your ladies are a big topic these days. You are now listening to the Wrestling Fans Podcast. I'm your host, BangEm South Jason Fastkade, and along for this ride with me, I've got the best in the world today, the man, Trent Williams. The only guy that I know that recently has moved his Lexi Belle top 100 placement up to number 1. But more on that later. More on that later. Trent, we got a lot to get to, man. We got like 2.5 weeks to discuss, and moving forward, we got some pay-per-views coming up. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's stop stalling and get right into the show, Trent. Tell me that the greatest thing going right now is a tie between Braun Strowman murdering people and John Cena versus Roman Reigns.
Yes, really great stuff on Raw. They're having their Raw only mini WrestleMania pay-per-view in about 2 weeks.
Which I'm not knocking. Obviously we're finally gonna get Braun versus Brock. Cena's probably going to do a bunch of movie stuff or terrible reality shows, so he has to go somewhere. And the folks
going to hang out with the Transformers.
Yeah, what is he going to be? Bumblebee or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, the people in LA are going to be in for a treat because, yeah, you literally do get a WrestleMania type card or WrestleMania matches for a regular September pay-per-view.
Yep.
So let's start off with Roman Reigns versus John Cena. Everyone's still shocked that we're getting this right now, but we know why. How do you think they're doing as far as getting this match over, getting it hyped? Is it bringing out the best of John? Is it bringing out the best of Roman?
I like what they're doing, but it feels like when they're saying this stuff that the WWE wants you to feel like it's more shocking and controversial than it is, but it's hard to think that it's shocking and controversial when you know that most of the stuff's been written and pre-approved before they said it. That being said, I think Cena is pretty much, especially this week, has pretty much dominated Roman on the microphone. For Roman to say that Cena's never had a good match in his whole career, that's just, absurd.
I see where you're coming from, and we are wrestling fanatics. So we like to know all of the backstage items, and we want to keep up with the rumors. He said this back. But if we weren't that guy, a lot of the things that they said were like, what? He said what? If I didn't turn on my internet and look at wrestle sites for 2 months, I would have been like, wow, mic drop type stuff. But I do like it. I think the fact that we're getting it every week, I think that helps Roman if for some reason he has to do this again in the future with another high profile talent. It definitely helps him. Cena's ready. Like, he's already done this plenty of times. I like the back and forth where there is an actual back and forth, not somebody talking for 25 minutes or somebody talking for 2 minutes and then John Cena destroying them for 25. It kind of started out like that, but now it's kind of balanced. So I think this can only help them, man. And for the match, and also, just to get Roman a little bit more comfortable on the mic.
Yeah, but I will say that I feel that the points that Cena are making are a lot more valid than the points that Roman have been making.
Yeah, Cena's lines they're daggers, man. They are daggers. But I guess Roman is the heel in this equation.
Yeah.
So, it matters more there. Roman really, what are you gonna say about John Cena that hasn't already been said, man?
Right.
So the shots that John are getting in, I just don't think anyone has ever said those to Roman before. But everything Roman says to him, it's like, yeah, we know.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and like the first week or so when they started doing these promos back and forth, I was calling this the pot calling the kettle black feud because a lot of stuff they were saying about each other could be true for themselves as well.
True. Watch how you say the word black. Just playing. But yeah, it was at first I was thinking, okay, that was surprising. Like everything just seemed kind of off guard, off kilter. Roman is not that great on the mic, so I don't know if he gets nervous or just whatever. He's just not as fluid as Cena, right? So you're watching it, and you're like, oh wow, this is the first time. This is different. But then I'm thinking the weeks after that you would get fights, and when we didn't get that, I'm like, okay, let's see what Roman finally pulls out of his bag. Let's see what he finally says. Let's see if he's more comfortable on the mic. Because I think the only thing that you glean out of these back and forth promos is to get Roman more comfortable on the mic. That's it.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
But we got one more week. Next week, I'm looking forward to some kind of altercation. I mean, maybe a contract signing. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll probably do one of those. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Quick question though, man. Even though Cena is probably gonna leave, who do you think wins? I know this is an early prediction, but who do you think wins?
I would have to imagine Roman's going to probably win this thing, unless they can get Cena back by Rumble and do a rematch.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, if Cena loses, Cena beats him at Royal Rumble. I mean, does Cena find himself somewhere in the headlining match for WrestleMania? If he loses, yeah, okay, we will see though. It'll be interesting. I don't think it'll be a shock considering Cena is going to leave, but you're talking about the guy that finished the Undertaker for what we believe. Cena's old, man. Cena's going bald. Right. He's wearing hats, and when the hats come off, hair's flying off. He's old. So
that's the most hair. He's got the most hair now that he's had in a long time. I ain't never seen him with that much hair.
Maybe it's because he used to wear like I'm not a white guy. I'm black. Maybe he used to because he wore the temple fade or like the box.
Right.
Now he just has hair all over his head, and it just is like, well, yeah, you're losing hair. But yeah, we will see, man. Roman Reigns versus John Cena will be a spectacular match.
Yep.
Okay, now let's move over to Braun Strowman. I, for one, love the Braun Strowman character. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
I, for one, I think he's a phenomenal athlete. He's doing things that we haven't seen big men do. He's doing things that pretty much everyone does, but for a close to 7-footer, 300-pound guy, it's incredible to watch. But I also like, dude, is the fact that, and maybe it's just because it's Braun, but Raw is getting back to having you tune in at 11:07, right? 11:12, because something's gonna happen. So when Braun and Big Show had the cage match, I thought the cage match was terrible, or just a terrible decision.
Yeah,
but man,
Big Show looked really bad in that match.
It didn't. I don't know how much of a Raw fan you are, but I remember when I think it was Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton or something like that. Randy came out before the commercial break and said, "You're not gonna want to miss this," right? He said something to that nature. And then after the commercial break, we're really around like 10:59, maybe 11:01. They fight to the back, and then Jeff Hardy, jumps off the stage or something like that, or jumps off a 50-foot stage or something.
Right.
So the match with Braun Strowman and Big Show was terrible. But the end of it was like, okay, now this is why you have the overrun for crazy stuff like that. So I'm loving everything about it, man.
Yeah, and I feel like Braun is the new big guy that Vince has been waiting for a while, because I've been watching a lot of the WWE ECW stuff, and they pushed Bobby Lashley as this big strong guy, but Bobby Lashley, he couldn't even get Big Show up like the way Braun does. I mean, the way Braun can hold Big Show up over his shoulder like that, it's just amazing to me.
Yeah, and they're really going to extremes just to show how strong he is, man. I mean, you would rarely see someone lift Big Show up. I mean, it had to be at a pay-per-view before you saw it.
Right.
Now, like you get these extreme feats of strength with Braun, just I mean, carrying people, picking up people, tossing them like they're nothing, breaking rank turnbuckles and stuff. It's crazy. So Vince has definitely found a gem. I mean, and maybe Vince didn't even find a gem, right?
Right.
Maybe they just, I mean, they made this guy, man. Like we all know he's talented. We all know he's talented. But the number one thing that sticks in your head with Braun Strowman is, I'm not done with you yet. Yeah. Right? I mean, it's all the antics. It's the stretcher matches. It's putting Kalisto in a dumpster. It's throwing Roman through the LED. It's all the extra stuff, man, that you keep thinking about when you think of Braun Strowman.
I mean, it's kind of, if you think about it, it's kind of like the Attitude Era. You would get that stuff every week with Stone Cold.
Yeah. And to me, that was the best part, man. I mean, it goes back to that Overrun time. Like, I can enjoy a good show, but if you give me a reason to, I mean, cringe looking at the minutes, dude. I mean, seriously, I'm looking to see, man, oh my gosh, maybe they'll go to 10, 11, maybe 10, 13. Yeah. Those were sorry, not 10, 11, 10, 13, 11, 10, 11, 13. Those were the days. Like those were the best times of the Attitude Era.
Right. And like on the weekly episodic TV, you really don't, I mean, you might get good matches, but that's not really what you're watching for. You're watching for the moments. You watch the pay-per-view more for the matches to get good matches. I feel like, the TV, you want to see like crazy moments like that and great promos to lead to the pay-per-view.
And that's very true. I think it was in their best interest to try to do something just to keep that audience that may or may not leave due to Monday Night Football coming back. But they're doing the best they can, man. I mean, it was pretty good to see the last couple of weeks that they put something on at the end of the show that was just awesome.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to we got the biggest matches there. Last night, and I want to be careful about how I say this. Trent, did you have power last night?
Late last night. Well, like 8 o'clock it came on.
All right, so Hurricane Irma is a bitch. But just shout out to everyone that's gave relief efforts, gave relief funds, donated to people suffering from Hurricane Harvey. And, just God bless anyone in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, recovering from Irma because Texas. Yeah, Texas. Just recovering from Hurricane Irma because I don't think anyone saw or knew how bad the devastation could be. And, glad we got you on the show. Glad you got power back.
I am too. I was pissed. I got through like midway through the Jason Jordan Roman Reigns match Monday night before it went out.
Oh, what? Well, so what was it like? Were you guys getting heavy rain? I mean, what was?
The wind.
What did it look like outside? Oh, okay.
And the funny thing is like, the next day everybody else's power was on except ours and the people on our street. So somebody had to call and actually like show their butt before they come and got our power back on. Had they not done that, we might still be without power.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. And this is the second time this has happened. We had a winter storm, I believe it was last year, and it was like 3 or 4 days before they even got our power back on.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
In the winter?
Yeah.
Did you guys have like a generator or anything to stay warm? Nope. What? Wow. Yeah. I mean,
most of the time we went to my granny's to stay.
Yeah.
While I was off.
I got you. That just shows you how misplaced the grid is. I see that sometimes. I'm like, well, why is my power on and there's whatever? But
yeah, I mean, the street directly behind us was on last night.
Wow.
They were on and we were off.
Wow. Well, what I was getting to was, I didn't want to spoil Raw for you. I didn't check in with you yesterday about SmackDown.
Right. I went back and watched Raw. So
okay, cool. This Vegas edition of SmackDown.
Yes.
Thought it was a really good, thought it was a really good show. Successful show. The New Day beat the Usos and probably one of the best matches of the night.
Right. I need to go back and watch that. I haven't watched all that yet.
Okay, all right. AJ and Ty, they have a pretty good match. Nothing spectacular, pretty good match.
Right.
Natalia retains against Naomi.
Yeah.
Naomi still looks like a X-Men character, a superhero. I mean, with the best athlete in the women's division.
Yeah.
But she beats her again.
Yep. I don't know. I'm the SmackDown Women's division. I'm kind of not really caring about that much right now.
And I don't know if it's because we're, for the past couple of weeks, maybe the attention was supposed to be on the Mae Young Classic.
Right.
I don't know, but yeah, she doesn't win. She doesn't win. But the biggest moment from last night, hopefully you've heard about it, was the confrontation between Mr. McMahon and Kevin Owens.
Yes, I did see that part.
Okay, so not only does everything Kevin Owens expect to happen does not happen. We obviously get the match set up between Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon at Hell in a Cell, blah, 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 right?
Right.
But Kevin Owens attacks Mr. McMahon, headbutting him, head to head, causing him to bleed instantly. Great spot, but it took a while for it to build, dude. I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, makes sense. Kevin Owens is the guy. He should be the guy to get the rub from a McMahon. Everybody who's touched the McMahon has just skyrocketed, except for Seth Rollins, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, not only have they skyrocketed because they touched the McMahon, but the fact that the McMahon even wants anything to do with them, he wants to be featured with them on screen, means that he thinks a lot of them to begin with.
Very true. But I'm listening to the crowd, and they didn't do anything. And I'm like, I think it wasn't until he started kicking them and stuff like that people either they were sitting back like, well, and first of all, this is a Vegas crowd, dude.
Right.
Like I don't know if I don't know anybody that's probably driving to Vegas to go see a show. You're probably already in town for Vegas, right?
Yeah.
So they're not reacting, like they're not booing, they're not yesing, and I'm like, But then he starts kicking them, and then he does a frog splash, and everybody goes nuts. So it worked out in the long run. I was a little scared for him at first, but it was a good moment, man. It was a very good moment, and Kevin Owens is back atop the leaderboard as one of your crazy heels.
Yeah. I mean, I thought, Vince's days of getting beat up like this, were over. I thought he was just going to do promos. I didn't expect him to actually get physically involved in stuff anymore, being that he's 70 plus years old now.
I thought the whole moment could have went left, man, because obviously nothing happened the way Kevin Owens wanted it to happen. I didn't know if Vince was going to get any cheap shots in. I was waiting for Vince to call him fat. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. But, it kind of went the way you wanted to. That awkward exchange where they're, shaking hands and Vince is obviously telling them something. Well, that was a little odd, but the headbutt and the blood made up for everything. That visual with blood running down Vince's face, his nose and his eyes was crazy. Now, I will say this. Vince had to look like Vince at the end and not get on the stretcher. But It is what it is.
Yeah. But I mean, Vince, he ain't on screen as much as he used to be, but he's still got it. When he's cutting a promo or when he's getting beat up and has to react, he's still got those facial expressions that really puts stuff over.
Oh yeah. And it was crazy to see that he was in there and he got beat up and he got beat down. And people probably when they see Vince McMahon, they think of Stone Cold and all the fights that he had. He, like you said, he's 70. I mean. He's 70, and you're literally beating up an old man.
Kevin Owens ought to be arrested for beating up on the elderly.
Right. I mean, you're beating up a guy that is a COO, that is a billionaire, but he's 70. And certain people gave him that sympathy a little bit later when he hit the frog splash, but yeah, it was a little dastardly. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. It's funny, Triple H was backstage, but you didn't see him running out to help Vince, did you?
The crazy thing about it was, like, I didn't know if that was going to be a conflict with having Triple H run out. Stephanie walks out, eyes him down, blah, 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 right? But then you would want Triple H to kind of walk down and do the same thing, but he was the one that helped Kevin Owens become Universal Champion.
Right, yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe there's a conflict there. Obviously, Triple H was in the building.
They could always do that match at Mania.
Triple H and Kevin Owens, or what?
Yeah.
Vince and Kevin Owens?
No, Triple H and Kevin Owens.
Triple H and Kevin Owens.
Be like, look, I gave you everything. I gave you the Universal title on a silver platter, and that's why you gonna treat me and my family.
I think that's a push. I mean, okay. First, he has to go through Shane, which he's obviously going to go through. He's going to murder Shane, obviously.
Do we get Shane jumping off the cell again?
I think we get. Oh, the cell's covered, isn't it? Yeah. I think we get a powerbomb high. Wait a minute. I don't know. I think we get a obviously high spot. So whether it's a powerbomb from like them climbing up the top of the cage, or maybe they get on top of the cage and they do that thread of the Mankind spot where he falls through it. You know, he just power bombs him like 18 times through it. But we're gonna get something, man. We're definitely gonna get something.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you noticed this, Trent.
Okay.
But I wanted to bring it up just because Vince was on the show, and you know, whenever things look odd, people credit it to Vince. So I'm just gonna throw it out there. How do you feel about the Dolph Ziggler, the new gimmick? Yeah, the new gimmick for Dolph, where he's just doing people's entrances.
I don't see where it could go to. What's it leading to? Who's it leading to a feud with? I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, so what's the purpose for doing it then?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. I know. I've seen something where Dana Warrior was in the ringside, and she was not happy when he done the Ultimate Warrior's entrance.
See, that's what I'm getting to. It was the comments that he made before he came out as the Ultimate Warrior. Knowing she was in the front row, I think they had just panned to her because, you know, blah blah blah. That wasn't good, man. And I don't know if that's something discussed beforehand with Dana. Obviously, you only do it because Dana's there, but I just don't think that came off well, man. And I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, she obviously wasn't happy. She took to Twitter about it. And what in the world is she doing? Her showing her face? Ain't she only supposed to come around for WrestleMania time anyway to give out a Warrior Award?
Oh yeah, why
are we seeing her in September?
Yeah, you don't like Dana Warrior, do you?
Okay,
so here's the thing with Dolph, right? Yeah. He's crapping on everybody's entrances. But he's crapping on everyone's entrances that should be getting over right now. So I don't know if it's a rib on people that aren't getting over, because he did Bailey, he did Naomi. Bailey's done, and Naomi's losing.
I'm expecting him to do Enzo.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. If he does Enzo, that's a sign. If he does Finn Balor, that's different. Like before he did Ultimate Warrior, I thought he was going to come out as Shinsuke.
Right.
So you know, maybe there's a sign with these entrances, man, and you know, we'll slowly uncover what he's trying to do with it.
Right, but right now I don't see, you know, everything you do in wrestling has to lead up to a match. I don't see what match this is leading up to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he finally pisses somebody off by doing their entrance. You know, maybe that, you know,
maybe he just has a match with Dana Warrior.
Maybe he does. Let's get to why Dana Warrior was there. I don't know why she was there, but she was in attendance for the Mae Young Classic, right?
Yep.
Trent, the whole Mae Young Classic ordeal, man. The release of the episodes, the scheduling of the matches, you know, how the matches were put together, the outcomes, the talent. Was it a success? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good success. I was questioning at first whether I would like the whole put everything on demand and let you watch it. But I think it worked. Another thing they did is, like, for people who didn't want to watch it, like binge watch it, they had it where it would play like every night of the week. Like they would have a new episode each night. So if you wanted to do it like the Cruiserweight Classic and watch one night a week, you could have done that.
Okay. And I mean, this is probably it's obviously exclusive to the WWE Network. That you guys are probably aware of that, or was it communication sent out on that?
Yeah, I mean, they've been advertising that was just going to be on the network. Yeah.
Okay. Because obviously, you know, I watched them in bulk. I saw the first 4 episodes. Really liked the first 4 episodes. Thought Bianca Belair, Tony Storm, Piper Niven, Kairi Sane looks like a 75-year-old Asian woman. But you know, I definitely saw the promise in the shows.
Yeah.
Now,
Supposedly this is supposed to be not just a one-time thing. Supposedly Triple H might do this every year.
well, let me ask you this. Considering that the Cruiserweight Classic was literally everyone doing their 25 moves of death, right? And the
Right.
Mae Young Classic was more about getting exposure for some of these girls. The girls that went to the second round, showed more of their move set in the second round, but we didn't get like the 25 moves of death. We just showcased them for what they were. Some matches were quick, some were very, very long. Do you think the next crop will, surpass what they did this time?
Probably about the same, I would guess. I guess it's according to whoever they get.
Okay. I mean, because you had female talents in this tournament that weren't ready, right?
Right.
And then you had vets that had the 25 moves of death, and they only gave you 13 of them.
Yeah.
So, you could definitely tell where the direction was as far as the progression each round. But it was totally different than CWC, which it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, Shayna Baszler came out, even with a loss, looking like a star in this tournament. And we got the whole tease of the horsewomen versus the horsewomen thing that's probably going to happen in Survivor Series.
Okay, now help me out with this, because I watched all 4 of the first episodes. I think I watched maybe 5 and 6, and then I just was gonna wait. When did that happen, and was it on camera? And how did that even, or why did that even occur?
So they did, the first time they showed them, let's see, I think it was the second round during Shayna Baszler's match.
Yeah.
They showed them, and then after the match, Shayna looks over and sees Bayley and them, and then we kind of get like I guess you could call it a stare down, even though they were on separate sides of the aisle between each group. Then they had a thing, I can't remember what episode this was on, where they were shooting a backstage interview for WWE.com with the MMA girls, Ronda and them, and then the Bayley and Charlotte and Becky walk up and they stare each other down there, and Ronda tells them anytime they're ready or something like that.
Okay, all right, and this could be the way that we finally get Ronda into a ring. Now the other chick, you got Shayna, you got Ronda,
right?
The other chick is lesser known, right? They don't even want her on the red carpet. Who is she?
Well, there's Miranda Schaefer, I think that's her name, this married to Roderick Strong. And then there's Jasmine Duke, who
the
was
chick,
actually...
Wait, sorry to cut you off. The chick that's married to...
Jasmine Duke, who's the one that was actually there last night at the finale.
Yeah, the chick that basically looks like Michelle Martinez.
Right.
The chick that looks like her. And then the other member of the Four Horsewomen is Roderick Strong's wife.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay,
but she wasn't there last night, surprisingly.
Yeah, I don't think I saw her on any of those episodes. I just saw those 3.
Yeah, I think they showed. I think they might have showed her on that one where they did the stare down where they're across the aisle. I think she was there for that one.
Okay, cool. Well, anyway, yeah, that's gonna work, man. Yeah, I didn't know if we would have got like a Shayna Baszler, Ronda, and one of the other chicks versus maybe Kairi Sane and Charlotte and Becky back her up or something like that. But
right.
Yeah, this is gonna finally get Ronda in a ring, so it's gonna work out.
And
I have faith that it'll work out.
Poor Sasha, she wasn't even there at either one. She wasn't there at the tapings, and she wasn't there last night. Last night the Raw crew was in New Zealand, and then for the tapings, Sasha was doing something in China.
Oh wow, yeah, because Alexa was at one of the tapings. I did see that. I'm pretty sure that you saw that episode too.
Yeah, I did. I might have rewound and paused and rewound. Nicely
done. Welcome to the show. Well, yeah, I'm not saying Sasha's kicked out of the Four Horsewomen, but maybe a 3 against 3 thing kind of worked. But I guess if everyone's throwing up the 4s, you kind of want 4 on 4. We'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
Well, I'm sure once it gets closer to actually happening, they'll have the right people there. They'll have all of them there. Okay.
Do you see any of these chicks actually making a NXT roster? SmackDown roster?
You talking about the young people or the horsewomen?
Yeah, and excluding some of the chicks that probably already are on NXT. I mean, Piper, like Piper Niven, Tony Storm.
Oh, I really wish I really hope they sign Toni Storm. She's great. I mean, just her character just oozes charisma. I mean, I
Trent,
think she would be a great addition.
does she have a pretty smile?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Trent. What about her talent?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's good there too.
Piper Niven. What about Piper Niven?
Definitely needs to be in there. Completely different than all the other girls. Works the style kind of like a Vader or a Bam Bam Bigelow, but she can actually chain wrestle, which I've never seen either one of them do.
Yeah.
So she definitely should be there. Same goes with Jazzy. Did you watch the Road to the Finals special that they had Monday night? It was like a little 20-minute thing. They had a bonus match.
No.
Well, anyway, during that match, the fans were going crazy for Jazzy. And you remember when Cedric got the whole "Please sign Cedric" chant?
Yeah.
She got that chant.
Okay, help me out. Who was Jazzy Gabbard again?
That's the big tall one with the mohawk.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it's the look.
Yeah.
It's the look. I mean, like you said, someone completely different. Yeah, you gotta sign her, man. It's the look, it's the whole gimmick behind it. It just works. So yeah, definitely.
And going back to Piper real quick, while I do want them to sign her, I mentioned this in my blog. I am really scared for her if she gets to the main roster, because the way Vince and Kevin Dunn are, she's going to be the butt of jokes all the time.
Okay, well, let's get into it, man. I didn't text you Monday night because you said that you didn't have power, but Nia Jax finally came out in real clothes.
Yes.
Over the week. Wow, you said yes, like, okay. But over the weekend.
Finally, she can wear something besides that.
Yeah, I know. Over the weekend, or maybe a week ago, she was in a fashion show. Obviously, she was a plus size model before. She wore real clothes. Now, she's cute, but she is a bigger girl.
Right.
Let's be honest. She is a bigger girl. Do you think they slowly but surely start calling her fat? Let's just be honest.
They probably want her because of the connections she has. Yeah.
Right. I don't know. The time will tell, man. When she came out in real clothes, I'm like, okay, I like the move. I just want to see if it continues, because you don't want to say anything to her when she's in her ready to go gear. But I wonder if they'll start making, just little sly little jabs if she's in regular clothes. That's me.
Right. Yeah, I hope not. I hope they don't. I think it's time to throw that whole stuff away, let their talent shine. Don't let the looks, like you got enough girls on there that are cute that you can feel, it's okay to have people that look different in different body styles.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely see that they are going with different body styles, since they had an 75-year-old Asian lady, frail Asian lady, win the Mae Young Classic.
What do you got against Kairi Sane?
Oh, the fact that she's 45 pounds? The fact that she's 45.
She's kind of cute. I mean, she's...
Listen, man, makeup will make anybody cute. That chick is 45 pounds and
it actually
97.
Made Shayna look somewhat,
Yeah, yo, what's the am I saying it right? Michelle Martinez?
Mercedes Martinez?
That's what it is. Mercedes Martinez. Tell me tell me, looking at her, you don't think she's gonna have a deep voice like Chris Cyborg?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then she comes out with, like a cute little girl voice or whatever. But
she's one that I was very disappointed in this tournament. Like, I know she's got like a big reputation, but I didn't really see nothing that special from her.
Yeah, I didn't see anything special from her either. Had you looked at her previous matches or saw her 25 moves of death?
I watched a couple. Not recently, but I've seen a couple of her matches.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't really catch up on any of these chicks. As they progressed, you saw that there were connections with some of the ladies. They probably had matches before. They were already clicked up in other promotions, so it was kind of good to see. But yeah, she was hard to look at for me. Sorry.
Yeah. I will say though, I want a tag team of Toni Storm and Rhea Ripley as the Australian girls. They would be a great tag team. Yeah,
Rhea Ripley had a very nice showing, man. She had a really nice showing. I was just stunned by Piper Niven and Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah,
seen.
Bianca really impressed. I did not expect her to be that good this quick as she's been learning.
Yeah, man, definitely. She showed improvement, man. I had seen the clip of her whipping somebody with her hair, but not even like twirling it around, just controlling it with her
Yeah.
head. So I was kind of waiting to see that. But
Who was it? She just like beat the living shit out of them with her hair. I forgot what match it was.
she beat Kyrie.
Was it Kyrie?
Like, yeah, she hit her one time. Like, she was twirling it, but then she hit her with it. And then people didn't even do one more time. I guess she just felt it. And she whipped the dog crap out of her with that. Like, left whelps on 97-year-old Kyrie Sane. So I think that was like my highlight of the whole Mae Young Classic, was that match she had with Kyrie Sane.
Yeah. And while I was happy with Kyrie winning, I'm still a bit disappointed that it wasn't either Toni Storm or Shayna that won this tournament, because I was a big fan of both of them. I mean, Shayna's matches, that was some of the most fun I've had watching, because she uses that style, that more realistic style like Brock does, but at the same time, it's not suplex the whole time. She varies it up a lot.
That's true. That is very true. What were the final four? Or was it Toni versus Kyrie?
Yeah, it was Toni versus Kyrie and Shayna versus
Mercedes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanted Toni to win?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, I see where you're coming from. Let me ask you this though: the Kyrie elbow drop, dangerous?
No, I don't think so.
I just, when I look at people who do an elbow drop, they usually land butt first.
Right.
And like I said, she only weighs 27 pounds. So when she's in the air, it looks like she's literally flying. But the elbow drop, it lands first. And I guess because she's only, 62 pounds, it doesn't really matter. But
you keep going lower and lower on her weight every time you talk about her.
She's an elderly woman, Trent. Kyrie Sane is 172 years old and only 34 pounds. I don't know, man. It was fun to see how it was just fun to see. She was entertaining. She comes out with the pirate or the whole yachtsman look.
Right.
She's showing the elbow like who was the kid from ECW?
I don't remember.
He was in a big feud with Mike Austin. I can't remember his freaking name.
But yeah,
Tanaka. Yeah. So she's doing elbow like Tanaka, like, oh, my elbow is so great. And then that elbow drop is nasty, dude. It's just it's like a paper plane flying through the air and then landing on you. So that's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it was announced after Kyrie won that she will be challenging for the vacant NXT Women's Championship.
Okay, so was that really announced, or because I kind of cut it off when they gave him roses?
They didn't announce it on the show. Triple H did an interview afterwards, and he said it there. Okay,
all right, cool. So, I mean, I've been reading too, but we're probably gonna get a multi-man, or is it official? It's gonna be Ember versus her, or
they haven't said. I'm guessing they'll announce that on the tapings that are happening tomorrow.
Okay, and I mean, maybe you replace one Asian with another Asian. I don't know, but we will see.
Yep. Speaking of that other Asian, she's going to Raw.
Well, see, here's the thing. I have full confidence that is true. But I wonder if that's true, because and back me up on this. I don't know if they did another commercial like that on SmackDown.
They didn't.
Okay, but it didn't say she's coming to Raw. And by all intents and purposes,
I thought it did say Raw.
Nah, it just said Oscar. What does it say? Oscar coming soon, or Oscar blah blah blah. It didn't say Oscar's coming to Raw, but with her having the commercial on Raw, it does really symbolize that she will be there. Nervous for her, man. Nervous for her just because I don't know what they're doing with the women on either show. So,
I know one thing: they can't have more than one pay-per-view in a row without a multi-woman match.
Well, we said this before, man. I mean, and I think even Triple H said it when he was speaking about the Mae Young Classic. Some of these chicks, they were on cards. They were in promotions.
Right.
But if you look at an entire card for a show, it's only one match, right? Yeah. I mean, it's not 2 or 3 matches. So if you're gonna say, hey, we're at least gonna give you 2 matches, might even give you 3, I don't know. If you get stuck with one, it has to be a multi-person match, man. Unless the match has the hype of Trish and Lita, you got to showcase all the chicks.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that you know, before Alexa come on the spot, we had that Charlotte and Sasha feud that was pretty good. I don't think they've really found that one solid person for Alexa to go against as far as like a challenger. She's pretty much dealt with every woman on the roster.
You know, the scary thing about it is we want that Awesome Kong Gail Kim matchup, man. So we need Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. But the difficult thing about it is we have a split at the heel position, right? I mean, Alexa is a heel. She can't be a face. Nia is a heel. There's no way that she can be a face. So that's the dynamic that you're working with. And it's just tough to see because you need that one strong feud, man. Like you need that one strong feud that's going to have people turning in that could legitimately end the show. Maybe Bayley was supposed to be that. Maybe she was. Sasha and Alexa Bliss, I don't think that doesn't have the same steam as Charlotte and Sasha. Right. So right now they're just searching.
Because, I mean, if they brought in their whole real life hatred for each other, that could actually be a pretty good feud.
You know, the crazy thing about it is I think that every time I watch, like, I don't even think of a wrestling match. I don't think of who's trying to get the best of who in Sasha and Charlotte. I really think of a black girl not liking a white girl. I don't know why. I think that every single time. I think she's gonna knock the crap out of her, and this has nothing to do with wrestling.
Right? Yeah, they do. I mean, when they're matches, they do throw some heavy blows at each other. I mean, they back and forth hitting pretty hard.
We'll see, man. I hope that the Raw Women's division gets better, but they need a firm direction in where they're going.
Could Asuka be that direction? Could they go with the whole long title reign for Asuka on Raw?
Listen, anything's possible, but you need a direction. Like, where's your direction right now? You got Alexa as champ. Right. Nia is probably... They're basically going to circle around Nia. Like, you're not going to get Nia versus Alexa. Let's say you bring in Asuka, right?
Right.
Asuka can't make any friends. She can't make any friends. She can tag maybe once in a while, but she has to be dominant. And then you build up her dominance versus Nia's dominance.
Yep.
But if you're not going to do that, then you're going to just be doing the same circle that you're doing now, man. You know?
Yep. But I will say, even though I don't always like them having these multi-woman matches, I'm glad that we're finally getting Emma on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, all of that work that she did on social media has finally paid off. And it just adds a different dimension, man. You know, it just gives her a little bit more gloss on the show. You know, gives her a little bit of a gripe when she goes in the ring. So I like it.
Yep.
Now, Trent, I will say this, man. And maybe I didn't pay attention to it for a long time, but we have the WWE with Raw and SmackDown, but then we have NXT.
Mm-hmm.
For everything that is worth, NXT is your tryout area. You know, people are in the performance center. You know, that's where you're developing your skills. There's not a real big spotlight on you. You can do your thing in NXT, right?
Right.
By the time that you reach the top, you should be ready to go to the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
TNA doesn't have that.
No.
Or GFW or Impact doesn't have it. Whatever they're going by on a Wednesday. The thing about it is, I think if they had that, they would be a lot better.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me, but...
Well, I mean, their problem is not the talent. Their problem is the management.
Their problem is the management. But if the talent was so good, I don't think you would have the problem in management. And maybe that's just me. So right now, we got... I don't know if it's a nostalgia act or what, but everyone from when I was watching TNA, when they were on Spike... when they were on TNN, literally when they were on TNN, everybody from that day is back. Petey Williams is back. Jim Cornette is back. People are getting fired. I guess Jeff is a drunk now, so they told Jeff to go home.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on?
Him and the guy from Anthem are not getting along. They're having struggles. That's where it's all coming from.
And so here's the thing, man. We understand that this is wrestling, but when you see things like this, you hope that it is quote unquote wrestling because none of it helps your brand.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
That's their problem. Like every time they start getting where it feels like they're going to be back on their feet, somebody in management screws up, and the story story outside of wrestling with the management becomes the top story and not what's actually happening within the company as far as the talent goes.
Right. I don't know who I don't know who your champions are. And at this point, I don't know if you want me to know who your champions are.
Right.
I talk about the feeder system. They don't have a system they don't have a D League where they can build somebody up and bring them to the main roster and everybody's rocking. So some of the matches might be terrible because you're getting part-time people anyway coming down to Florida to wrestle. And it's just not good. So good luck to them, but I have no idea where this is going, man. Like, you just switched over from TNA to Impact to GFW. Now everyone who I believe was involved with that is gone.
Right.
I think you're trying to get this GFW network going, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I just wonder where it's going, man. And I wonder if it helps them in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, like, and you feel kind of bad for like the talent that's been there a while and been dedicated to the company, because I mean they constantly had to put up with this bull crap with management not knowing who to go to and having to deal with they can't just wrestle and deal with that. They have to deal with bad management, which is not good.
Very true. Very true. Now one of GFW's stars, I referred to them as TNA, sorry, but was Rosemary, right? Yep. From the Decay. Recently she had a match with Sexy Star, or was in a match involving Sexy Star.
It was a 4-way match.
Yeah, it was a 4-way, but everyone's talking about the end of the match where, if you read all the headlines, Sexy Star broke Rosemary's arm, broke her shoulder, killed her mother. Just a bunch of craziness, right? Did you follow the chaos, or did you sit back and just relax on it?
I followed it. I mean, obviously you could tell that she was jerking back on the arm pretty hard, trying to, shoot on Rosemary. And another thing, it wasn't just that in that match. That whole match, because I actually watched this whole show, and it wasn't that good of a show. Other than the main event was pretty good.
Oh, wait. This was the show where you didn't watch the Conor McGregor fight, did you?
No, well, not until like weeks later when they actually had it on regular Showtime.
Well, right. Well, yeah, got you. But so you watched what was it, TripleMania or something like that?
Yep.
Okay, so you watched TripleMania instead of the Conor McGregor fight, right?
Yeah. Okay,
so tell me about the actual match.
Yeah, so I mean, so first off, like, Sexy Star gets thrown outside, and she like sits outside for pretty much the entire match. And she's not even selling being hurt or anything. She's just like, you can see her like talking with the fans and everything. I mean, the whole time she just acted like she was above being there, or I don't know what her problem was. Okay,
so now the end of the match, I saw the video. I don't believe that. I mean, you can look at it however you want to, but I don't believe that looks like you're breaking somebody on. That to me, that looks like a sports entertainment move, and you're trying to relay that you're breaking somebody's arm.
Right.
So then I saw the comments, and it was just random people like, "Oh my gosh, Sexy Star, you're never gonna work for me," and all this other. And I'm like, this is a work. This is fake.
Right.
This is fake. And I guess it hits home, right? Because Sexy Star is doing all these interviews, and she's saying that Rosemary didn't have any medical attention needed to her. She was fine backstage. She doesn't know where all this backlash came from. Trent, is it wrestling, or did something actually happen?
I think something actually happened.
Okay. And is it?
And this ain't the first time they've had troubles with Rosemary. She's always felt very entitled and stuff. Like,
wait, Rosemary or Sexy Star?
I mean, not Rosemary. Sorry, Sexy Star.
Okay.
I think like they had wanted her to lose the title to somebody, and she didn't want to do it, so she left the company AAA. The only reason that she would come back to AAA is if they promised her to give her the title back. So she's actually pretty much a mark for herself.
Okay. I'm definitely not a fan of Sexy Star. I recently saw what she looks like without her mask. She is not Sexy Star. But at the same time,
she ain't gonna be a star for much longer either.
At the same time, man, I know it's wrestling. I just sat back and watched, and in my opinion, I just see a Sexy Star Rosemary GFW match that could get really, really hyped. I heard Rosemary's not going to be out for long.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like, I just looked at it like it was a wrestling incident. And with social media now, man, I could call you a jerk and then have death threats at my door in like 20 minutes. So, things can get out of hand quickly.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, it's like Sexy Star sends out these apologies and stuff, but her apologies aren't that really good. Like, she never really takes responsibility.
She doesn't take onus of it because in everything I've seen, she doesn't believe that Rosemary's injured.
Right.
Like it seems like she's trying to apologize based off of based off of kayfabe, right?
Right.
Like she wants to apologize for this fake injury, but at the same time, she can't really apologize because she knows she didn't injure the chick. So, like I said, I just sat back and thought it was a good wrestling angle that got a lot of people upset.
Yeah, but other crap on that show was they had this big giant like cluster battle Royal Rumble thing, and Jeff Jarrett, Lashley, and Moose were in this thing, and they're supposed to be teammates. And all of a sudden, Moose and Lashley, they start fighting each other, and Jeff Jarrett, he's coming out throwing tortillas at the crowd.
That's crazy. And it was at their WrestleMania or something. Okay, well that's just different then.
I will say though, the main event did deliver. It was Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Psycho Clown in a mask versus mask match. It was a really good match, and Dr. Wagner had to lose his mask.
Wow,
It's a sad moment.
Those like hair versus hair matches are really big down there, right?
Right, they're bigger than the actual title matches.
Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Which all their titles pretty much are held by Johnny Impact, Mundo Morrison, Nitro.
What GFW or AAA or what
AAA.
Lucha Underground? I guess I don't know.
AAA.
Okay, all right, cool, nicely done. And he's on GF. Is he on GFW now?
He is. Him and his wife.
Who's his wife?
Taya Valkyrie.
Is she some? Wait a minute. I know that name? Don't I?
She's in Lucha Underground, I think.
Okay.
She was around like the Lucha scene for a long time, I think.
Okay. I got you. Yeah, that's right.
But the big news was like this past week we had Allie and Taryn Terrell in the ring together at the same time. That was big for me. Not as big as getting a like from Allie.
Welcome to the show. What's going on in your social media world these days, man? Because people are emailing you
likes and everything,
liking you, and what's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm getting likes from Allie, and I got one from Carly Gray.
Now did Allie send you a Photoshop booty pic?
No.
Allie didn't send you a Photoshop booty pic?
No.
Okay, I'm just saying it was
somewhere else.
Okay, I mean the booty looked airbrushed. That's all I'm saying, Trent. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
So where are we? We took care of TNA. We took care of Sexy Star, Rosemary. Are we actually done with wrestling news, or shall we go into the roster for WWE 2K18?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. Yeah, we covered most of the major stuff.
Okay. You have the roster or like some of the bigger names?
Well, basically, I'm not going to go through the whole roster because there's like 50,000 names on this roster.
Makes sense.
But I'm going to go through the ones that were not on. You got 2K17, right?
Yeah, I have 2K17. I didn't buy any other packs or anything like that, so it's kind of the basic roster.
I'm going to go through the ones that weren't on 2K17.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Go ahead.
So we get Kurt Hawkins, Kurt Angle.
Wait. You're gonna go through the names that weren't on WWE 2K17, just the regular roster, and you start off with Face the Facts.
Well, he's the first name that's up here. I got him in alphabetical order.
You got him in alphabetical order, and K was the first name.
C.
Aiden English. It isn't. C. My bad. Go ahead.
Yes. Kurt Hawkins, Kurt Angle, Rhino, and then Maurice. Mickey James, the newly pregnant Maurice. That's one thing we forgot to talk about.
Do you think she's really pregnant, though? Do you think she's really pregnant?
Probably so. I know if I was to be, she would have been. It wouldn't have took this long for her to be.
Welcome to the freaking show. That was good. Okay. No, I thought that was. I definitely hope and wish that they have great success with baby making. Yes. I just didn't know if that was going to be implemented into an angle or anything like that.
Right. And that promo he cut on Enzo was really good.
Dude, here's the thing. At what point do we get jabs back and forth that actually elevate each other.
Right.
Because we all know that the rumors are out there, and everything that Miz said is you can find them on any wrestling site, right?
Right.
Maybe none of that is true. Maybe all of it is true, and it really doesn't matter.
Right.
But people know, or the wrestlers know, that people are reading the wrestle sites and they want to hear this stuff, and they will be like, "Oh my gosh, he actually said it," right?
Right.
But how does that help Enzo, man? Like either he's on his way out, or they were trying to do something and I totally missed it.
I think he might be on his way out, or pretty much at jobber status before long.
Okay, I mean when Big Cass got injured, I mean that was almost a nail in the coffin for him. But
right.
You're telling me that he signed off to be in the ring knowing what Miz was going to say, and he didn't have anything to really come back at it other than kind of raising his voice?
He might not have even known that's what Miz was going to say.
So that's the thing. If he came back with something jazzy and off the cuff, maybe it would have worked out better, and maybe that's what they were hoping for. But when he didn't, it's just like, damn, son, you're getting fired in like a month.
Yeah.
And you just don't even know it,
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing, even the match and the stuff he said during the match, I mean, he come out like a complete loser the whole thing.
Yeah, man. Good luck to Enzo, man, but it's not looking good for you, pimp.
Yeah, I mean, you better be glad. I mean, he better be glad that McGregor Mayweather fight happened when it did, so he'd have $10,000 to spend on a ticket.
Trent, I will say this. We as wrestling fans pay more attention to wrestling, but then that kind of spills over to paying more attention to other things, right?
Right.
I'm a big fan of wrestling. I will tune into wrestling sites. John Cena's theme is the new thing for Toyota Camry. I thought that was just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying attention to like wrestlers' Twitter accounts and stuff like that. So certain things like that are just, they're for real smart marks, man. And I mean that, like I just don't see any point to validate if that's, first of all, if that check is it, or if the ticket is actually worth $10,000 or whatever. But all the stuff that they were saying, man, nobody would have known that stuff if they're not looking at wrestling sites. So like they're appealing to that audience. It's just a little odd. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, back to our roster reveal for 2K18. I guess I'll go to the 205 Live roster now. We have Tozawa, Cedric Alexander.
Wait. They're going to put 205 Live on here?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, honestly, that might be the highlight of
these guys' careers in WWE, being on the game.
No, I didn't mean that. I mean, playing with quote unquote high flyers. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we got Akira Tozawa, Cedric Alexander, Grand Metalik, Jack Gallagher, Noam Dar, Rich Swann, Brian Kendrick, and TJP. And then we got Bobby Roode, the glorious Bobby Roode.
Nicely done.
We have the Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, who cut a terrible promo this past week on SmackDown.
No, you shut your mouth. That was rude. I thought that was one of the best ones because it wasn't full of all the anti-American stuff. It was like, hey, I just want to have fun out here. The constipation jokes were funny, man. I thought they were funny. Maybe that's just me. Good.
Let's see who else. Okay, now to the NXT roster, we have Akam, Alexander Wolf, Eric Young, Johnny Gargano, Cassius Ono, Killian Dane, Nick Miller, No Way Jose, Razor, Roderick Strong, Sawyer Fulton, Shane Thorne, and Tommaso Ciampa.
Okay, all right, makes sense.
Then we have Ember Moon, Nikki Cross, and Peyton Royce, and Billy Kay. And then for the Legends, we have Batista, RVD, and Rick Martel.
So do you know, like if anybody is a purchasable? Yeah, that's what it is. A deal. Like
they haven't released that details yet.
Okay, could I guess Drew McIntyre be a DLC? Adam Cole or something
here's
like
a list.
that?
I got an actual list of people who haven't made it so far that should be in there.
Okay.
Elias, the Hardy Boys. They have to be DLC, I would think.
Yeah, they're gonna be DLC. Yeah.
Arya Davari, Drew Gulak, Lindsay Dorado, Mustafa Ali, Tony Nese. Let's see, James Ellsworth, Lana.
James Ellsworth as a DLC would be crazy. Good.
Aleister Black, Andrade Almas, Vanilla #1 and Vanilla #2, Drew McIntyre, Oni Lorcan, the Velveteen Dream, Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, Pete Dunne, and Wolfgang, and then Aaliyah, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Sonya Deville.
Yeah, maybe Aleister Black and Drew, like maybe they just didn't they combine like a NXT DLC or something like that?
Right.
Okay, so yeah, maybe you get Aleister Black, Drew McIntyre, Ruby Riott, and something like that. Maybe in some kind of package like that.
Maybe a UK pack. They might do like a UK pack with like Seven, Dunn, Wolfgang, and Tyler Bate.
That does make sense. That does make sense. For everybody else,
like
I mean, kind of
the Hardys have to be in it.
Yeah, I don't see anything else. I mean,
Elias maybe.
Nah, I don't see Elias. Sorry, Elias. I just don't see it, man. I don't know. We'll see.
So that's 2K18. Cool. It comes out. For me, it'll be coming out October 13th because I got the deluxe edition, which cost me $90.
Jeez, that's
which gives me everything.
That's a lot of money. My friend.
It is, but it was by Christmas, so it wasn't my money. It was my mama's money. She gave it to me, so.
True. Nicely done, man. Okay. WWE 2K18 will be a hit, obviously. And now let's move over to what is always a hit, the part of the show where I let everyone know how much of a massacre it is, how much I'm dominating Trent in our BB19 season.
Well, as of right now, we are tied with 2 apiece.
Now let's just bask in this. Let's just bask. Let's bask. I was down, but I was not out.
Yep.
I was under, but I got over. And right now, if we're tied, I'm right where I need to be. Let me tell you this. Christmas has still come early, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Predicted it from day one. Who's my other person?
Josh.
Yeah, Josh. And who you got?
I have Paul and Kevin.
Told you. I freaking knew it was going to be Paul. So here's the thing. How is Paul still in the house, man? I mean, if we're down to 4 people, this game's definitely rigged, but how did he do it?
These people are complete idiots. Pretty much.
It's a Trent, here's the thing. Here's what I don't understand. We watch wrestling, Trent.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not understand that this is rigged?
Oh, I know it's rigged for Paul to win because they gave him the same blame. They had an HOH competition night, and it was the same as that one he won last year.
You're saying that these people are complete idiots. They're great actors, man. They are great actors. So, where are we going leading into the weekend?
So looks like Kevin will probably be the next one to go, and we'll be left with the final 3 of Paul, Christmas, and Josh.
Okay.
And next week's the finale, and I'm guessing Paul will probably win.
My money's on Christmas, man. My money is on Christmas, but we will see. We will see. And I mean, I'll obviously win, but we will see. We'll see.
Yep.
Trent.
Yes.
That was a lot, man. That was a lot.
Oh, I got one more thing we need. I gotta mention. Paige Van Zant. Her next fight has been announced. She will be on UFC 216 against Jessica EYE.
Okay. All right. Jessica All right. Didn't she? Yeah, she's on the rebound, right? Because she lost her last match, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool. She's gonna be on a UFC pay-per-view or a fight night type thing.
I think it's a pay-per-view.
Okay. Awesome, man. Awesome. Good for her. It's going down for Paige Van Zandt. We will see. We will see, my friend. Yep. Cool. Now Trent, in these past couple of weeks, you've made contact with so many females.
Yes.
So many females. But if you are a hot chick, if you have pictures of your booty that are airbrushed, make sure that you slide into Trent's DMs. You can tweet Trent at
MTW3589.
You can always join the show, tweet the show at our official Twitter page, which is
at TWF_podcast.
Feel free to send me a couple tweets my way. I like full nudes, just being honest with you. At BangEm South. And as always, you can hit us up on Facebook. Our Facebook page, facebook.com/TWF podcast, has all of the videos out there, crazy comments, but that is literally our portal for your viewing pleasure. The TWF podcast is literally out there on Facebook for everyone to view. Make sure that you subscribe, Follow us on Twitter. Like some of the tweets. Follow how many chicks Trent has right now. I mean, that's...
And also join our campaign to get Lexi Belle on the show. I just found out she's a wrestling fan and watched the Mae Young Classic.
This is how we work, ladies and gentlemen. This is how we work. I'm pretty sure Lexi Belle has moved up a couple spots. 1A and 1B.
I think she'd be happy with number 2. I think she'd understand Carly is number 1.
She can't even wait. So she can't even have a 1B.
Carly, she can understand probably why she's number 1.
Wow. Make sure that you hit us up on YouTube. Check out the YouTube channel, the Wrestling Fans Podcast. You can look at all the videos out there. We got the playlist, the weekly shows, all of the prediction shows are out there in a viewing format. You are crazy, Trent. Trent,
where they're having a National Harley Quinn Day, and somewhere in Chicago, she's going to be stripping and dressed as Harley Quinn.
Welcome to the show, Trent.
Trent, plug your site. Quinn fan too, like me.
Plug your site.
My thoughts on prowrestling.blogspot.com. I got the reviews for the Mae Young Classic. I got the entire round 1 up, and as soon as I finish getting off here, I'm going to do the finale so I can put up part 2.
Awesome. And keep us posted on this Harley Quinn stripper show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
I will be full investigative journalist mode.
Nicely done, man. Guys, ladies, listeners of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, thank you for listening. Trent, as always, it was a pleasure, man. I will talk to you next week, my friend.
Oh, and don't forget to watch Nikki Bella starting next Monday on Dancing with the Stars.
Hopefully she breaks an ankle. Not a fan.
What? You imagine what she's gonna look like in some of those outfits they have them wear?
But you see, here's the thing, Trent. You watch the show. You will absolutely love this, right? I don't watch the show. So the fact that you said, look, you can't even imagine some of the outfits. I'm like, tits are gonna fly.
Yep.
Tits are gonna fly.
That's a common thing with her.
That's the new hashtag. Tits are gonna fly, or hashtag titty tape. That's where we're going.
Or hashtag Lexi on TWF podcast.
Hashtag Lexi on TWF podcast. That's where we're moving. Hopefully we'll have her on the show soon. Trent, thank you for trying to hook that up, man. But I will talk to you later, my friend.